Problems with the 737.
Oh, yes.
Were you before the accident?
Not at all. In fact, you know, they're saying, oh, wind shear to take down a 737? I don't think so. And then more research was done, and we found out what had caused the crash. It was not an accident. It was a crash. And we were just devastated. This could have been prevented, and it wasn't. And we said, okay, we have to sue Boeing to fix the plane. We absolutely have to. It's our responsibility. And then when the Iowa crash happened, same problem, same 737, we were furious. That's when the National Air Disaster Alliance really started pushing hard to get that fixed. And you know when the deadline for getting it corrected was? March 33rd. I don't remember what year. Was it 97, 98, 99? But it was, you know, when they finally did it, they put the deadline for it as March 3rd.
Ironic.
Yeah. Well, I took it as that they were admitting, acknowledging that March 3rd was the start of when they started realizing that it was a problem.
Where were you the morning of the crash?
We were at church. Well, let me start back. Anita had spent the night. She'd just gotten back from Mardi Gras. And she came upstairs, and she was wheeling her dolly with her stuff on it. And she started talking about sopapillas, because I'd made some. And she said that she was going to take her car to the airport because she was going to Colorado Springs on just a short leg, and then she was going to be back and take her crew to lunch to a Mexican restaurant, and then to the mountains. She loved the Rocky Mountains. I mean, they drive straight from DIA to, you know, Lookout Mountain or something. So, and then she had a date with a hunk, a blind date with a hunk that night. So she had all these plans going for her, you know.
This was just going to be a short little jaunt.
Yeah.
Was she assigned to that flight? Or
Yeah, yeah. She was the head flight attendant in first class. And so we went to church, and when we got back, we were going to go to help some friends move. So we just happened to check the messages on the phone. And United called and left a message, please call this number, Anita Lucero's parents. And we just knew that it was something really important to do. And we got on different phones, and we heard, and they were so well versed in exactly what you need to say to somebody who's going to be in shock, you know, and left a number to call. They were very caring and compassionate. And my husband and I got off the phone, and we met in the hallway, and we just hugged, just devastated. And our friends came and said, come on, we got to go. You're going to help us move. And what's wrong? And we told them. They just went, she went screaming out to tell her husband. And of course, we never did help them move that day. They stayed with us and called the priest, and we did everything. And then we got back on the phone to United, and we had all these questions. No, I'm sorry, we don't know anything. We can't give you any further information, no further information. So our friends got on the TV, and it was on the news. You know, here's the crash, here's the flames. I think you could have told us, you know, they said there's no known survivors. And I was thinking, well, maybe there's some unknown survivors. You know, you always have hope. And then when we saw the crash, we knew that we had to accept it, and that it had to be okay, that this was Anita's time.
Do you feel any guilt that morning, or any kind of emotions from that day, knowing now that that was the last morning you were going to talk with her?
Oh yeah, I wish I hadn't told her she should take her friends to Mass. You know, I wish I would have said, oh, the mountains are even better, you know. But I did get the last hug and the last kiss. We had developed a kind of a spiritual relationship over the years, and she loved for me to say, God bless you. And we'd always say, I love you, and give a kiss. So when she'd go out to a nightclub, you know, she'd come out all decked out, and she'd say, okay, Mom, I'm going to be like 10 o'clock, and I'm in my pajamas. And she'd wait for me to say, God bless you. And I said, you know, you're going to a nightclub, you know. I wouldn't necessarily want to. But it was so important to her, and so I got that. I got to say the last, I love you, God bless you.
A lot of people didn't.
Yes, yeah. There's a real lesson there, you know. Since Anita died, it was a kick in the pants for spiritual growth. And I feel every person is so precious, and I love so many people, you know, that I immediately embraced her friends and my co-workers and my other daughter's friends, and I just feel like everybody is so precious that it's not hard for me to say, I love you, and really mean it. And that's a good lesson, I think, for all of us to learn.